Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you at all. Can you hear all that noise in the background? That's my 11-year-old who I told to stop playing games.
It was a wasp. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. That time I was just muted, so okay.
Oh, good.
All right, we'll go ahead and get your slides up. And let's see here. Get that. And okay. All right. If you're good, then I'll start letting people in. We've got about 3 minutes.
I'm good. I'll keep myself on mute until you give me the go ahead.
Okay. Perfect. Welcome, everyone. Got about 2 minutes, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, I think we're just at 10 o'clock, so I think we can go ahead and get started, Pam.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm Pam Baumeister, And I have been a marketer for 20 plus years. I'm also an artist, and I help artists learn how to do their online marketing. I'm super excited to be with you guys today to help you to realize that you're a proud owner of a highly profitable email list, whether you know it or not, or whether you have an email list yet or not. So we'll go to the next slide. And we're going to have some audience participation today. So no sleeping. I know maybe you're still in your jammies or maybe you're not, but I'm going to ask you some questions and ask you to participate today. So here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to use landing pages. We're going to teach you how to use landing pages to start and grow your list, your email list. I'm also going to talk about automating your emails so that you don't have to do or feel like you have to do everything. As an entrepreneur, you already wear a lot of hats. So I'm going to talk a little bit about automation. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is writing emails that get opened, because really that's very important. There's so much noise in the world that you want to be able to stand out. And we're going to talk about that. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, here's your first poll. I want to know if you have an email service provider. So what's an email service provider? It's a company that helps you gather emails and send emails. So go ahead and answer that in the poll, and then we will talk about that.
Looks like we need one more person to vote. Should be popping up on your screen.
So just hit yes or no.
There we go.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay, it looks like you all have email service providers, so congrats, that's awesome. That's really a very important step, because once you have that, then you're already like well on your way to figuring out how to make this whole email marketing thing work. Okay, so did you want to share the results, Colette? I don't know if I can get that off my screen.
So
here we go.
Yep. Oh,
all right, I just shared it.
There we go.
Okay. All right, so let's go to the next slide. Since you all have an email service provider, the best way for you to start or grow your email list is to give people places to sign up. So you're going to create and promote those places for them to sign up. So those places to sign up could be a form on your website. It could be a landing page. So you just want to make sure that you have plenty of ways for people to sign up, and that you promote them so people can find them easily. Okay, so welcome to whoever's just joining us. We're talking about starting and growing your email list. And we already talked about email service providers. If you have one, that's a great place to start. And right now we're talking about how to do that by either creating a form on your website or a landing page. So let's go to the next slide. All right, so you want to promote your email list continually and creatively. Don't just think that it's going to be one and done, because people have to see things multiple times to finally click or take some sort of action. So you'd want to always be promoting and inviting people to join your email list, because really it's an invitation, right? I mean, like, we're in business, we want to make money, but we're inviting people into our circle. We're inviting them into our community. And that is really what you're going to be doing. And if you have that mindset, rather than I need people to sign up so I can make more money, then it's going to come off as, if you have a mindset of I'm inviting you in to my community, then that's going to come off as a friendly and trustworthy invitation rather than a salesy invitation. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, so what is a landing page? Many of you may already know the answer to this question, but they are pages that offer something of value in exchange for an email address. And I'm sure you've all seen them because they're all over the internet. They are pretty easy to spot once you understand them. So let's go to the next page. And so that offer that we're talking about is a lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? Well, it's a valuable offer. It's something people want. And that's the reason why they would sign up for your email list. You've seen them. You go to, you go to J. Crew, for example, and immediately you get a pop-up that says, want 20% off of your next purchase? Sign up here. That is a valuable offer. So that is a lead magnet. A lead magnet means you are drawing people in, giving them something that they want in exchange for their email address. Okay, next. All right, here's another poll. So I want you to be thinking creatively about your business. What valuable offer could you give to your ideal customers? And I say ideal because I want you to really be thinking about the type of people that you serve. It's not everybody. I hope you've done that work and you know that you're not serving everyone, but your ideal customers. What's your perfect customer and what is the thing that they would want? Okay, so we're going to have you write what you think you could offer onto this page. So you use your annotate tool. Does everybody know where that is? I hope.
Should be
And
in
if you
your
can't figure it
toolbar.
out, you can put it into the chat as well. I can see those. So think creatively. What could you offer those ideal customers? I've already given you one idea from the J. Crew example. Awesome. Free 15-minute consultation. Those are always helpful. Tour of our facility. Oh, that's kind of fun. Wow. That's a really interesting one. I like that. Anybody else have some ideas? Don't be shy. Oh, looks like somebody posted in the chat, Rachel, a kid shirt with adult shirt or $10 off a $100 purchase, I guess. So kid shirt with adult shirt would be like a buy one, get one kind of a thing. That seems like that would be a cool offer. And then time with a marketing expert. Yeah, that's a great idea. Awesome. Okay. I want to make sure everybody has a chance to share their ideas and give, just start thinking about these ideas because, there's a million ideas and we're going to go to the next slide so we can talk about that. I've got some ideas on this next one that you can, oh, someone's going to type in maybe. We don't want to hold you back. Okay. Here's some ideas. Obviously, we talked about the J. Crew thing, a discount off the first purchase, which is like a lot of places use that. Free shipping is a thing. If you mail things, if you're doing things, if you have products that you send, that's also really good. People love free shipping. Thanks to Amazon Prime, which is not technically free, but a guide that makes their life easier and relates to a problem you solve. That's a little bit more time intensive and effort intensive, but it's something that you could offer because if people see you as an expert, they're going to come to you when they have that problem that you solve. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so let's talk about landing pages. Here are a few tips for landing pages. When you're building a landing page, you want to have these 3 top things. You want to hit these marks, okay? So if this is a checklist, you should write these down. First, you want to have consistent branding. Second, you want to have concise and actionable copy, which means you want to have the copy be short and you want it to have lots of action verbs. So you want it not to have passive voice, but to be, these kinds of things you have to take action. So like, discover, explore, like those kinds of action verbs. And the last thing is one clear, enticing call to action. So you don't want them to have multiple places to click. It's easier for people to make decisions when there's fewer decisions. You don't want people to get decision fatigue. So you want to give them one place to click. So I'm going to show you an example of how I do it personally as an artist. Let's go to the next slide so you can see this is my landing page. So I have developed a guide for how to commission an artist. And my guide teaches people how to commission an artist. Why? Well, because that's mostly what I do. I commission I'm a commission artist. So if people want a special moment captured in watercolor, then they can commission me to create that for them. But this guide also works for almost any artist. So let's click on the next thing so I can show them. We talked about consistent branding. So my colors, I have a blue color in my logo. My colors are blue and green. And so my consistent branding, click on the next one. So we'll see, there's the blue right up there. There's my name and my little logo. My background is a picture of me painting. And then we also have that blue down in the little CTA, the call to action. Okay, next slide. Okay, concise, actionable copy. This is not long. People do not like to read. So I told you about action verbs. Discover is right there. Learn how easy it is. And get the free step-by-step guide now. So there's consistent, concise, actionable copy right there. Okay, let's go to the next one. You see the little arrows just in case you missed the boxes. Okay. And the one clear call to action. I bet you guys can't spot the call to action. Do you see any other place that you can click on this page? It's either I'm interested or I'm not interested. Yes, I want this guide is the one clear call to action. So they're going to click that or they're going to find the X and close out of the page. So you can click on there just in case you missed the button. I think you'll see it. Okay, after you have a landing page, you're going to need a thank you page where you can deliver your freebie. Okay, if you're doing a tour, okay, so you have the tour of the facility, you're going to need to have a thank you page that gives them a calendar that they can schedule their tour, or an email that they can reach out to somebody, preferably let them schedule it themselves. For me, I have a thank you page that gives them a link so they can just download that free guide. It's super, super easy. And I don't have to do anything beyond that. It's just a thanks for subscribing. Here's your, XYZ, whatever that is. Or here, here's how you can get your free, your $10 for $100 purchase. Here's the code or whatever. Okay, and the next thing after that is an automated email sequence to welcome your new subscribers. If you're overwhelmed at this point and you're like, man, Pam, I cannot do an automated email sequence. I just need to get a landing page up. That's totally fine. But eventually you want to have an email sequence that welcomes your new subscribers, invites them into your community, invites them into your circle, because that automated sequence is going to save you time and energy, and it's going to create a seamless transition from when they subscribe to when they start receiving emails from you. Okay, welcome to whoever just joined us. Next slide. Okay, we've already talked about landing pages and thank you pages. Here is my thank you page. So I tell them thank you for subscribing, and then I give them a link. You can see that little word here is green and has an underline. I think we all understand that that means that you can click it, and that leads to my little freebie. Okay, and then I also tell them in this thank you page, and this is something that I think a lot of people forget. If you have an email service provider, a lot of times you have a double opt-in, and a double opt-in means that they get an email that says, please confirm your subscription. And they have to click that email to actually subscribe. If they don't, then they're not actually subscribed. So I tell them in this page, just make sure that you look for my email and that you actually confirm. Once you've done that, you can expect to get, and then I tell them what they're going to get as a subscriber. So there's a little video, that's why it says video at the bottom. There's a little video that I created to show you something that you need to share if you're going to do a double opt-in. So let's go to the video so you can see. A lot of times those emails get stuck. And most people have Gmail these days. So this is why I have this little video in Gmail. Okay, so how to get my emails. So here's the inbox. I show them that there's three little things. There's primary, social, and promotions. Click on promotions, go to confirm your subscription, drag that into your primary email inbox. And there it is. And then you click on it and you confirm your subscription, and then you're in. There's the page that they get for confirming their subscription. Okay. Does that make sense? Should we do it one more time? Click on the promotions, grab the email that says confirm your subscription and drag it into primary. This means that every single email that I send from now on will come to their primary email address. Okay. So if you're not getting people to confirm, that may be the reason why. Does anybody have any questions about this so far? I don't want to just be a talking head. So, I mean, I don't know, but I don't know what the protocol is, Colette. Do you have people raise their hands or just put something in the chat?
Yeah, feel free to drop a question in the chat or feel free to just unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, it looks like we have something in the chat. Nothing yet. Thanks for the, okay, great. Thanks, Rachel. I love you, Rachel. Thanks for being so communicative. I love that. Okay. All right, next slide. Okay, so another poll. When people open your emails, what action do you want them to take? Now, I know it could be a multitude of actions, but let's just think about like your ideal action. What do you want people to do? So we're having people notate, right? Annotate on the page. So grab your annotation tool and type it onto the page. Let me know. And this is more for you than me, but I want you to really think about what kind of things you want people to actually do once they open your email. Oh, Rachel says, how do you do that? Okay. Do you want to explain that, Colette? The annotation.
So if you will just go down to your toolbar where it shows the mute and stop video, you should have a little pencil tool that says annotate. And if you click on that annotate button, then it'll give you a secondary toolbar and you can use the text. It's the third one in from the left, and that'll give you a little text box. And you can click anywhere on the screen with your text box and put your answers.
Awesome.
Or you can put it in the chat too.
Yeah, chat's fine as well. Okay, so it looks like somebody put in make an appointment. That's a great idea. That really is like, that's a big, huge commitment, right? To make an appointment. Visit my website. Not as big of a commitment. That's much easier to commit. I love how somebody put a line there. That's great. Rachel says, make a purchase, browse website. Yes. I think making a purchase is the biggest thing for all of us small business owners. Sign up for a class. Okay, these are all fantastic. So can you see that the action verbs here? Make, visit, sign up. Look at my let's see, Sarah says, oops, let's see, sorry, I switched the screen. Sarah says, look at my page to see what I can do for them. Okay, awesome. All right, so these are all really great actions. So let's go to the next slide here. Oh, I don't want to miss out on somebody. If you didn't get a chance, just put it in the chat and we can look at it later. Okay, so here are some options that I put on here. And obviously my image has to do with art. I want people to be looking at my website and saying, oh, this art is perfect for that wall. But shopping on your website is a big deal. We're all in the digital age now, and we all have websites. You want maybe to, somebody said, find out what I can do for them. That would be your informational page on your website. You definitely want people going there because you want to show them that you can solve the problem that they have. And reply to your email. That's another action. Let's see, Sarah Cook says, I want to find a way to market my art too. Oh, great, Sarah. That's awesome. At the end of this presentation, I have a link that you can go to and you can sign up and get I share free emails, free marketing emails with artists. Of course, anyone can sign up, but it's mostly for artists. So it's free marketing tips. Look at my page. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. All right, how to stand out in their inbox. Now, before we move on, I want you to understand that when you send out an email, if you don't have those same kind of principles that I talked about in the landing page on your email, then people they won't be able to take action. So I hope that's really clear. You want to make sure that whatever you send out to them, and we'll talk about that in the next slide. You can go to the next slide, that there is a way for them to take action. So you want them to open it first. And the way to get them to open it is to write enticing subject lines. You want to, when you're writing your emails, you want to write at least 10 to 20 subject lines. I know that seems like a lot, but it really gets the juices flowing, and it also helps you get really creative. So you're not writing the boring subject lines that you see every day in your inbox. I mean, you think about the ones that you click on. They're enticing, they're exciting. I think one time I wrote a subject line, and I worked in corporate marketing communications for 20 plus years. So I wrote a lot of emails. But one time I think my best email open was written to someone who had presented. And the subject line I put in was the problem with your presentation. And there was no problem with her presentation, but she opened it and immediately responded, which is what you want, right? You want people to open. And I'm not saying that you do stuff like that all the time, and that maybe feel like kind of gimmicky if it's not your style. But one other one I think that I wrote was put down your coffee and read this right now, or something like that, or something that really speaks to them. So you can use this tool that I've shared the link. It's called sharethrough.com. It's free. You don't have to sign up. And you can put in your your headlines, so the 10 to 20 subject lines you've written. You can put them in and you can find out what score it gives you on the engagement score. So like whether or not it's got action. Yeah, put down your coffee now. Thank you. Okay, so you can see what kind of engagement those words you've given. The interesting thing about this sharethrough.com, and there's a lot of headline analyzer tools out there. This is just the one I like to use, is that they say you should use longer subject lines. And there's a little bit of controversy with that, because when you look at your phone, like you're looking at your email, they get truncated, they get shortened because there's not enough space. So that's where I would maybe think about whether or not people are looking on their mobile at your emails or not. Okay. Hopefully I'm not giving you guys too much information, but I mean, like, let me know if this is helpful. Okay, keep going. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. All right, so you want to keep your emails short and conversational. Think about how you would talk to your friends and what kind of words you use, what kind of phrasing you use. It's important to have correct grammar in your emails, but don't let that hinder you. You wouldn't say, "To whom am I speaking?" when you're actually having a conversation with your friend. So think about that. Make it conversational. And the other thing is keep it brief and to the point. People are busy. You want to respect their time. Please don't write a novel unless you're an amazing writer and you have an amazing story to tell. But really the goal is to get them to take some sort of action. Keep it brief, to the point. Keep it snappy. One other thing I would say is that if you're not a writer, get someone else to look at it. Read it out loud. And make sure that it is brief and to the point. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. I'm happy that you're enjoying this information. Okay, like we talked about with the landing pages, really, truly just give them one place to click. Now that one place could be in the text, or it could be a button, or it could be both, but make sure all those links go to the same place. You don't want to confuse people. You want to make it really clear. Like, the one reason I'm emailing you right now is that I want you to go to my website and see what I offer. You can, of course, write something that's a lot more engaging and interesting than that. But I recently wrote an email, actually it was last night. How do you eat an elephant? That was like the main thing. Like, how do you eat an elephant? Well, it's one bite at a time. And I'm telling you right now, that one bite, this was my email. I'm telling you right now that one bite at a time is to create a landing page. So I just barely wrote it at a blog on my site. You'll see the link at the end on how to create a landing page. And there's more information. It's kind of a repeat of this information, but it's in a little bit more detail. So one CTA, and make sure all the links go to the same place. Sometimes, depending on your audience, sometimes people want to see the whole link, and that's okay too. You can put the whole link in the text, or not in a text, but like write a paragraph and then put the whole link below it. And then that way they know that they actually know that it's a link and they're going to click on it. Does that make sense? One place? Okay, moving on. All right. Automation is your friend. How are we doing on time, Colette? How much time do we have left?
We're doing great. We're ahead of time. So
Okay. I want to give plenty of time for people to ask questions if they have specific questions relating to their own business. So I just want to make sure I'm not going too slow. Okay, so setting up emails to automatically go out when people subscribe. It makes your life so much easier, and it makes you more efficient. You're going to use your time a lot better if you take advantage of this. And technology is great, you guys. I mean, like, aren't you so happy that we have the ability to be together, even though we're all in our separate homes or offices? It's pretty amazing. And the technology is out there for you to set up these emails to go out at specific intervals that you set up and you specify, so that when people sign up, they get a constant flow of emails to them, welcoming them in. So let's talk about that. Go to the next slide. So I'm going to give you an example, a sample welcome email sequence that you can use. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to have something that goes out immediately. It doesn't have to be long. It just either brings the freebie to them. It's an email that brings a freebie to them if you don't have a thank you page. Or it could be, you know how sometimes you sign up for things and then you forget about it? That little email that you send immediately is little reminder, like a little nudge, like, hey, thanks for signing up, and welcome, and here's the thing that I told you I would offer you. So like if it's a code for a discount off your site, or if it's a free shipping code, or whatever it is, that's what this first email is. It's a little welcome and a reminder of like, here's what I'm giving you. Go to the next one. So after that, the second one, you would send it after a few days, and you're going to be introducing yourself. So you want to you can share a page on your website, or you can share a blog about your business or your offerings. Really show them what problem your product or service solves for them. So it's kind of like it's like a getting to know you kind of an email. Okay. So you'll send that after a few days after they subscribe. So the next one. All right, so the third email is about a week after subscribing, and you're going to share a testimonial. Testimonials are so important. If you don't have any, start collecting them, because people buy things that have a lot of good ratings on it. I mean, think about the last time you went onto Amazon, or the last time you looked for a restaurant. I don't really like to buy anything that has fewer than 3 stars. I look at the reviews. So people want to know that other people trust you and know you and like you, because we buy from those we know, like, and trust. And so that's why you're going to share a testimonial. Like, this is what it's like to work with this person, or this is why I love the products that they provide, or their service is amazing. I got my shirts in like 2 days, and I didn't even have to pay for shipping, and they were so friendly, those kinds of things. Okay. So share that testimonial. It's not bragging. This is the way that business is done, and people are going to gravitate more towards you if you're sharing positive things that people have said. Okay, does that make sense? Is everybody getting this, following along? Okay, awesome. Rachel says yes, totally. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Next. All right. Write emails that get opened. I know we didn't set this up as a poll, but I'm really curious in the chat, how many of you are sending out regular emails? I'm curious. All right, Rachel says about the testimonials. I think that's what we need to do. It's not to brag, but just share stories. Second email again, Sarah, second email is just an introduction. Okay, Rachel says no, she's not. Colette, I know you are. I get them. And Sarah says I need more emails. I'm guessing that you need to send more emails, because I could send you some emails if you want. You can sign up. You can sign up from on my landing page, and you'll get my autoresponder emails. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, let's see. Only a few times a month. That's totally fine, April. I mean, a few times a month is a win. You should pat yourself on the back. I know people that get their email list and they never email people. So that's wonderful. Okay, so it looks like maybe we need a little help there. Anyone else? Is anyone else sending out emails on a regular basis? Oh, okay. I would do it daily for my company. So yes, Sarah, you are in the habit. So keep it going. Anyone else? Yes, awesome. Okay, let's talk about this. We will continue to roll along. Oh, wait, go back. Okay, so emails that get opened. We talked about this. Intriguing subject line, right? 10 to 20, write 10 to 20, discipline yourself. Email content that delivers on the subject line, which means that if your subject line says, put down your coffee right now and read this, then you may want to say, you're going to want to follow up and say, here's why what I'm sharing is more important than your coffee, or whatever, or something like, this is going to wake you up more than a cup of coffee, or something like that. Okay. You want to keep it simple, and you also want to track those opens and clicks. If you have your email service provider, they track it for you, but you want to look at it and pay attention to the emails that people are opening and clicking on, because that will inform what you do later on, like which ones resonate with the people that are subscribed, which ones are making a difference, which ones are inspiring people to click, what words are you using that make people click. Okay, it looks like I might have a question. How many emails is too many emails that people start to unsubscribe? Ooh, very good question, Rachel. Email, you know what? I don't know. It really depends on your audience, because if your audience loves you and can't get enough of you, then you could email them every day. I personally think that once a week is plenty. I get once a week emails from places that I subscribe to, and that's plenty. And sometimes it's too much, but I don't delete them and I don't unsubscribe. I just star them and I'll read them later. Let's see. Yeah, Sarah said the same thing. If you're interested in what the emails are talking about, they won't subscribe. It's so true. And Sarah, that's really smart. If you're really thinking about the customer, then you're going to really tap into what they want and what they need. And you're going to really try to give them what they want and what they need. So anyway, yes. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay. This is my little pep talk, you guys, because I really want you to keep at it. It can feel daunting. And like I told you about the eat the elephant, it really, it doesn't have to be overwhelming if you just take it one step at a time. So just start with if you can't do it all, just start with one thing. Okay. So start with a lead magnet, and then move to the landing page, and then move to a thank you page. If you're making a lead magnet like a guide, then that's where you would start. If you're just giving them a discount, then start with the landing page. Does that make sense? And then do a thank you page after that. And then after you've done those things and you feel good about those things, you can automate a welcome email sequence like I've shown you. It doesn't have to be done all at once. And you can take it step by step. The great thing about the internet is that you can keep tweaking and adjusting and moving things around, and it's great. The other thing is I really want you to keep writing and improving, because if you're growing and you're trying to improve, then your business is going to improve as well. So you have to really keep at it and not feel like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm never going to look at it again. Just say, okay, I'm done with that for now. I'll review it, in 6 months or a year or something like that. So just know that this is a journey. This is a process. You're never going to completely arrive. And that's the wonderful thing about it, because it's so exciting to see your business, to look back and see where your business was and where it is now, and know that you were the one who helped move it forward. Okay, let's go to the next slide. I think my next slide is really my you guys can do this kind of a slide, because it's totally possible. If you believe in yourself and you believe in your abilities, you're a business owner, you've already gotten this far, you can totally do all of this stuff and more. You just have to keep going. And really, progress, not perfection. If you're making progress, it's awesome. You don't have to be perfect at everything. If you have spelling mistakes on your website, or spelling, or grammar mistakes someplace else. I mean, I sent out an email today or the other day, I think it was the other day, that said, click on the bottom, when I meant to say click on the button. So we all make mistakes, but if you continue to believe in yourself and move forward, you really can make a lot of progress. Okay, it looks like somebody had to leave. I'm so sorry, Rachel. I think that was Rachel. But yeah, I get it. Kids are a big part of our lives these days, especially when they're going from home. So, all right. So I want to know that we can go to the next slide. I want to know what your big questions are. What are some of your big questions that maybe we didn't cover? And you can type those in the chat, or you can put them on the screen. It looks like we're thinking, maybe we're typing. Colette, what do you think? What do you hear from where you sit? Where do you hear people talking about, like, what are their biggest frustrations? Oh, let's see. Do you ever repeat content? Oh, yes. Yes. You can repurpose content all the time. When I first started sharing my marketing tips for artists, I was putting it on my art page, my art blog. And then I thought, that's too confusing. So I started a whole new website. And just recently I reposted one of the blogs that I had on my other website. It's really totally fine to repurpose. In fact, I would really strongly suggest that you review your content fairly regularly to see what you can repurpose. I'm not saying like repeat it totally, but you could riff off something. Maybe you write an article about, like, maybe you're a style person and you're a boutique, and you share, like, the top 5 ways to boost your wardrobe or something like that. And maybe you just riff off of that. Maybe one of those points, you can write a whole new blog post, or you can share something about it that's slightly different. Like at what point do you go through your wardrobe and get rid of stuff? And then you want to put a link back to whatever you posted before. Okay, let's see. Sarah says, I just started a new business in credit repair and I just need to get the word out. Okay. I love posting on Facebook, but emails are the best way to get your name and out. Yes. I think you need to probably do a little bit of both. When you send out an email, you may want to put some sort of teaser on Facebook and say, I just shared this information with my email list and would love to share it with you. Click here to get my emails. Because really, Facebook owns all of those followers that you have. So does Instagram. They own all of that. So if they changed tomorrow and decided to charge us all, we know very well that they can change the algorithm so that only a fraction of your followers see your stuff. So it's really important to continue to promote your landing page and promote people signing up for your email list. Because if they're true fans, then they're not going to have a problem with it. I think we get worried that people are getting too many emails, but that's not our decision to make. It's really up to them. Like, what are they going to, what they let into their inbox is really up to them. And so we really should encourage them to sign up, because that's how we communicate with them. Looks like somebody just joined, and welcome. We're just going through questions right now. I just raced through my presentation. So we talked about landing pages. We talked about emails. Anybody here have a landing page that that they have already built that they would like to share with us? Colette, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, we can absolutely share. I know for our landing page, there's a lot of content on our site, and so it's hard to differentiate. And so I think that that's one thing for us that we need to work on, is to make sure we're getting the right people to the Business Resource Center.
Ooh, April, yay. Okay, let's see. Colette, you want to click on that, and then we can all look at it and we'll talk about it. Sure. April, you are a brave soul. Thank you so much.
So April is actually one of our interns, and so she helps work on our sites. And so this is our homepage for Innovation Plaza. So you can see there's a lot going on. And we have some advertising, but then this is where you access the Business Resource Center. And so when you click on the Business Resource Center, this is our landing page. And it would be nice to have that pop up that said, sign up for services or register for a class or something like that. So,
and it's interesting because it looks like that first box below the fold is same as the homepage.
Okay. It's similar. Yeah, it's similar. It actually has different links,
picture.
This advertisement is the same. But yeah.
Okay.
And that's just a short-term advertisement that we've got right now. But
yeah.
So
yeah, you definitely do need to have something. I mean, you've got the click here to register, but you definitely get some sort of pop-up. I don't know what platform you're using to build your website. Is it WordPress,
I believe.
WordPress. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. WordPress is a little bit more complicated, and you have to know how to do code, but there are ways to do it.
Yeah. But we could have taken this ad right here and made it a pop-up, and that would probably have gotten more attention.
Yeah. And I would just say, because it's passive voice right now, Dixie University's SHRM Essentials of Human Resource course. Why not say, let's see. Okay. Get a solid foundation and the tools necessary to succeed in human resources. Click here to get on the list or something like that for the free course or something like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Because people are not necessarily going to read it. I mean, like you heard, like it took me a second here to read, but I'm like, the main thing is that people know that they're new. They don't need to be told that they're new, but you can say, listen, if you want a solid foundation and tools necessary to succeed in HR, this course is for you. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, good suggestion. Thank you.
Let's see. Is there another comment? So can you help me create a page for my business? Sarah, do you have a website, first of all? And second of all, if you can go to my website. I actually do have, I just shared a video on how to make a landing page through MailChimp, but there's a lot of other places that you can go. Let's see. Okay, you don't have a website yet. What kind of business do you have, Sarah? Okay, so here's my website that I help creative entrepreneurs. So you don't have to be a visual artist. You can be like a florist or a cake decorator or anything like that. But if you go to the Get Insights thing, if you click on Get the Latest, that goes to my blog, and that has information. This is the blog that I just barely published. How to start an email list without a website. In that, there is a little video. Click on Continue Reading. Scroll down. And then let's see. Okay, see where it says build a landing page. Yeah, click on that. This leads you to a landing page. And it says artist email because that's my target. But of course you can sign up and you can get it as well. But that's where I have the video tutorial to start building and a shareable sign up page for your email list. It's super easy and it's like just basic.
Today I'm going to show you how to build a landing page.
See, there it is. I just delivered it. So it's very, very easy. But yes, you're welcome to send me a quick email, or you can sign up if you want some help. My email, my marketing emails are pretty applicable to almost anybody. I of course do love to serve artists because I am one and I feel like they really need help. Okay, the link is at, let's see. Okay, my website is classicblondes.com. Right now, I just have a little bookstore link, but would like to expand for a subscription box service I'm starting. Ooh, I love that, April. That's so awesome. I love that. Let's see, bookstore link, subscription box service. Can we look at that really quickly? Do you mind, April? Let's just take a look and see. Classic blonde. I think there's an E at the end of blonde. Sorry to be a backseat driver.
No, I should know because I'm apparently a blonde.
Well, I love the image. This is so fun. Let's see. Appreciation of old Hollywood blondes. How awesome. Okay. Ooh, I love Veronica Lake and Betty Grable. So this is a very, it looks like a very robust website. There's lots of information. And let's see. I do want to know whatever happened to Veronica Lake. Okay, so what is your, okay, so she has a bookstore up at the top right. Let's click on that really quick. Okay, if I were you, I would shorten that copy at the top. Obviously, you're appealing to readers, so they're going to read, but I would bring those books up a little bit closer to, because if you look, scroll down a little bit, Colette, so we can, I mean, sorry, scroll back up to the top. So that's the above the fold. And it doesn't look super exciting, but I like the idea of showing them, because you've done a lot of work on this page, I can see. So I would maybe see about shortening your copy. And then are you an affiliate for Kindle Unlimited membership plans? Are you getting some sort of kickback? Because girl, you should. If you're promoting it, you should. All right, whoo, smart girl. Okay. Let's see, just see if you can trim your copy down so that when you go to this page, scroll down a little bit. So when you go to this page, you can see that there's already a whole, like you have done a lot of work, and everything looks like it's alphabetized too. Girl, I need this website. I love all this stuff.
And April, you may want to put up at the top also your A to Z link, so people can click on any letter in the alphabet right at the top and jump down to that section.
Yes. What I would say also on your homepage, just go back to your homepage. It feels a little bit tight. There's not a lot of space. Like when you scroll down, there's so much to look at and so much text. Maybe space it out just a little bit more. But I mean, you've got I can tell you've got great content. I like your Instagram. Awesome. Yeah. Go back up to the very top. Okay, so the whole website is all about an appreciation of old Hollywood blondes, correct? Classic blondes. Then maybe your pop-up, your landing page for gathering emails needs to be something like, you know, make it fun. Maybe even use movie lines. You know, there's some really funny movie lines from like old movies from the 40s and 50s. You could even use, you know, you could use a movie line, something like, do blondes really have more fun? Well, let's, you know, you don't have to be blonde to love classic blondes. And we would love to share whatever you decide that you're sharing, whatever your lead magnet is, whatever your valuable offer is, you know, put that in there. I think the valuable offer could be this list of books. Maybe they can print it out. I mean, you know, obviously shopping online and going to the Kindle store is important, but just give away the list because they're going to go back. It's easier for them to, if they're shopping on Kindle, it's easier for them to pick up their mobile or their iPad or whatever and go in there and click on that. They may print it out and stick it someplace, but to have it available on their mobile would be great. And that first email in your automated email sequence can say, hey, remember that list I sent you? Here's a link to the page where you can get to it anytime you want. So does that help? Is that helpful? Oh, looks like we have about 8 messages here. Okay. Okay, yes, awesome. Let's see. Is there anyone else that that wants us to just really quickly look at their website, or any other questions about emails, landing pages, getting people to open? I'm curious if everyone has, if everyone's got a firm grasp on what they're going to do first. I'm curious, type into the chat what you think you're going to work on first based on what I've shared with you today. I'm curious. Don't do it all. Don't think you have to do it all. Sarah, I need a website. Yes. Automation. Awesome, Colette. Anyone else? I hope somebody's going to say a landing page. But that's okay. We will, I hope that you guys, you want to go back to the presentation and that will show my link to my website so people can copy it. Really, a landing page is not for a website. You do not have to have a website, Sarah. So that's why I think this post that I just barely wrote would be great for you, because if you don't have a website, you can create a landing page. All you need is an email service provider and a link. And then you can share that link on your email signature line. You can share it in your social media profiles. You can share it on social media posts. So really, you don't need a website to have a landing page. I'm glad you said that, because I guess I didn't make that cool. Let's see. Oh, cool. What is a landing page? Okay, good question. Let's go back to that page that says, what is a landing page? Colette, if you have that in front of you. Here's what a landing page is, Sarah. I guess you joined us a little late. Totally fine. We have a little bit more time, so we'll be able to review it. A landing page is a page that does not have to be on your website. It is a page that you use your email service provider to create, that people click on, and it shows them your brand. Okay, let's go back a little bit here. Shows them your brand, some concise actionable copy, and a one clear call to action for them to click on and subscribe. So thanks, Colette. You're really working hard here. Okay. She's just going to go back. There we go. What is a landing page? Is the one. Okay, so here's my landing page, but this landing page is not on my website. Okay, I use my email service provider to create that. There's the page. Okay, it's a page that offers something of value in exchange for an email address. Okay, no worries, Sarah, it's totally fine. We have time. And the thing of offer, the offer that's valuable, we call a lead magnet. And yeah, like free credit advice. Yes, like free credit advice. Or how about instead of offering free credit, you could say like, here are the top 3 ways to clean up your credit, and give them a quick PDF that you can make in Google Docs. It's not hard. You just make a Google Doc and then you share it to the web, and then you get that link and you put that on your landing page. It's super, super easy. Awesome. You already have it. Easy. Okay. So now you just need to build a landing page. So this is my landing page. So you want to have your branding. You want to have, so your colors, you want to make it short and actionable. So all the copy that you put on there is short and actionable. See how it all fits on one page. It's not, you don't have to scroll, super easy. And there's one place they can put in their name and their email. Do not ask for tons of information. People shy away from that. They're like, no, I'm not going to give you my birth date or, you know, whatever. I'm not going to give you all that information, or where I live or my age or, you know, my demographics or anything like that. So this is what my landing page does. This help, Sarah? Is this what you're going for?
And do you have any tips, Pam, on like Sarah's example is a perfect example, to give away tips, but not give away everything that you do. So it's drawing people in, but you're not giving it all away up front. Like for her to give the credit tips, but she doesn't want to give so many credit tips that people fix their credit on their own. They still want to purchase her services. So does that make sense?
Yes, Hallie, yes. Hallie says, so people can access this landing page through social media as well. Yes, you put that link on your social media for sure. You can use Linktree, you can use, there's a whole bunch of services that you can use. If you have multiple links, you probably want to use a service like Linktree, which gives them multiple places to click. Now, I would say watch out for that, because you don't want to have too many places for people to click, but you want to have people subscribe. Okay. Colette, back to your point about giving away too much. I don't really think that there's, I think you have to be strategic about it. Okay. So giving away tips for cleaning up your credit, it helps people to really, honestly, Sarah, if there are things, and I'm guessing that you have a list of stuff that you need your clients to gather and prepare in order to work with you so that you can clean up their credit for them. Okay. So your tips should include some of those steps. So what you're doing is you're educating your clients on how to work with you without overtly saying, here's how you work with me, right? You're saying what you need to do is first gather the information. Second, look at your credit report and, you know, figure out where you have, you know, negative, whatever they're called, negative scores. You know, those kinds of things that they can do that will make your job easier and also make them realize they need you desperately, because this stuff is complicated. Like really, you don't have to completely write a DIY guide, but you want to make sure that they understand that, yeah, they're going to be involved in the process, but if they don't want to do any of it, then they can turn to you and you can do it all for them. I don't know if that's helpful or not. Is that helpful? I've used a credit repair person before and I loved it. It was so awesome. So you need to get testimonial from people like me. It was so easy. working with Sarah was great. She cleaned up my credit and it only took however much time. Okay, I think we might be out of time. So if there are any other questions that I can answer really quick, post them in the chat. I'm going to turn the time over to Colette. Thank you so much, you guys. Really, really appreciate your time and attention. And I hope you learned something. Hope you got something out of this presentation. It was great to be with you. And I'll mute myself now.
I was going to say thank you so much, Pam, for your presentation today. Such amazing information that we can put to work right away. I was going to say, if you don't mind just dropping your website in the chat really quick while we're wrapping up so people can click on that and have access to your site, that would be great. And also, I'm going to have April drop our link in the chat. So for Patty and Sarah, who joined us today, we would love for you to sign up for services through the Business Resource Center. I am the outreach manager for rural Washington County and rural King County and all of Washington County if you live in the St. George area. So I would love to work with each of you. And we just have a short intake form to work with businesses like yourself. Our services are free, and we bring you trainings just like the training today throughout the month. And so again, I'd love to work with you. And I'm so happy that you're able to join us today. This is, again, really timely and great information. So again, we'd like to thank Pam and thank you all for joining today. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.